have probably heard about the current Network and Information Security Directive, which has been transposed into national law on 28 May 2019. A second directive in that respect is currently being discussed and will, once adopted, replace and seek to strengthen the current one. The main goal of this new directive is to increase the level of cyber resilience by removing the gaps left by the original directive and by reducing the divergences in resilience across the internal market.
The directive applies to public and private entities active in one of more than 30 different sectors, such as health or digital infrastructure, qualified as essential or important and that carry out their activities within the Union. The directive has not only significantly increased its scope since the original directive, but now also provides greater detail on which entities in the different sectors are subject to its provisions, by, for example, introducing a size cap.
The directive provides for numerous rules, the most important ones being the following. The directive establishes a coordinated framework to identify vulnerable ICT products and services. For this purpose, the Member States shall designate one or more of what they call Computer Security Incident Report Teams, or CIRT. Member States must also designate one or more competent authorities responsible to handle national large-scale cybersecurity incidents and crises, in accordance with a well-defined process, for example with respect to the monitoring and analyzing of threats or the provision of early warnings and alerts.
To further increase the cooperation and information sharing between Member States, the directive creates several groups and networks, such as a cooperation group or a European network to support the coordinated management of large cybersecurity incidents and crises. Further, one single point of contact shall be designated in each member state. In the same context, biennial reports on the state of cybersecurity in the Union should be established and voluntarily peer reviews to share experience will be organized.
Another major step is that the directive expressly provides that management bodies may be held liable for cybersecurity. The directive further foresees important reporting obligations for in-scope entities, which shall notably notify the relevant national authority within 72 hours of any incident having a significant impact on the provision of their services. Where appropriate, the recipients of the relevant services which are likely to get adversely affected should also be informed. Specific entities may be required to use ICT products certified under European certification mechanism.
The directive foresees that competent authorities have large supervisory powers and that they have the power to take important measures, including issuing warning and giving binding instructions. Finally, the directive lays down penalties in case of non-compliance by providing for administrative fine of up to 7 million euros or 1.4% of the total worldwide annual turnover.
After having reached a provisional agreement on the text for the proposed directive, the European Council and Parliament will now need to formally adopt the text.
Member States will have 21 months after the entry into force of the directive to implement its provisions into national law.